Every so often, a machine appears that seems to defy its own category. It refuses to fit neatly into the boxes of performance, practicality, or style. It becomes something else entirely. Something shaped as much by philosophy as by engineering. Some cars scream for attention. Others whisper confidence through odd angles and quiet innovation. The story today is about one of those unorthodox creations. A vehicle born in the cold north that turned turbocharging from a temperamental racing gimmick into a refined tool for everyday driving. It came from a company more famous for aircraft than for sedans. Yet it rewrote what a boosted engine could feel like on a public road. At first, it looked strange, even stubbornly so. But under that unconventional shell was a level of design logic and restraint that caught the automotive world off guard. This is the story of how an unlikely performance car reshaped an era and left behind a legacy of intelligent speed. Like and subscribe if you enjoy deep dives into iconic engineering. And comment which machine you want to see explored next. The Saab 900 Turbo 1983 represents a turning point in the strange intersection of Scandinavian design and turbocharged technology. By the early 1980s, most carmakers treated turbocharging as a blunt instrument. It was a way to squeeze more power out of small engines, often at the expense of reliability or drivability. Saab looked at the same problem and saw something different. The brand had a long history of aircraft design, which meant its engineers understood air as a dynamic medium, not simply a means to fill cylinders. They approached forced induction not as a gimmick but as a system, a way to make power delivery intelligent. In the Saab 900 Turbo 1983, that philosophy materialized in a way that no one expected. Its 2.0-liter four-cylinder engine was modest on paper, yet it produced smooth, responsive acceleration that made traditional sports sedans feel crude. Turbo lag, that irritating delay before boost arrived, became part of the experience rather than a flaw. Drivers learned to anticipate it, to feel the rhythm between throttle and turbine, much like a pilot reading airflow over a wing. At the core of Saab's decision to build the 900 Turbo was the oil crisis of the 1970s, which forced carmakers to rethink power and efficiency. Saab's engineers knew they could not compete with the displacement of larger manufacturers, so they turned to precision. Their challenge was to deliver real-world speed without waste, a Scandinavian interpretation of performance that valued control over chaos. The result was an engine that built power progressively, allowing drivers to enjoy torque in the middle of the rev range, right where daily driving happens. That sense of balance defined the car's character. It was quick, yes, but also cerebral. It made drivers think about how machines breathe and respond. Inside, the Saab 900 Turbo 1983 reflected its aviation lineage. The cockpit layout placed the driver at the center of a carefully orchestrated environment. Every switch and gauge had purpose. The wraparound dashboard created a sense of enclosure that felt unusual for a family car, almost like stepping into a cockpit rather than climbing into a sedan. Even the ignition key was positioned on the floor between the seats, a design carried over from Saab aircraft to prevent knee injuries in a crash. To an outsider, it might have seemed quirky, but to those who understood Saab's priorities, it was evidence of meticulous thought. The car's shape told the same story. Where others chased low-slung lines and chrome bravado, the Saab 900 Turbo stood tall and clean. Its steep windshield, long nose, and high roofline were the product of wind tunnel testing and ergonomic reasoning. The result was not merely aesthetic but aerodynamic. Saab claimed the design improved visibility and stability at high speed, and time proved them right. The car cut through air with remarkable efficiency, aided by subtle spoilers that balanced downforce without flash. It did not scream for attention. It simply worked. Driving the 900 Turbo revealed how thoroughly Saab had redefined turbocharging for the street. Early turbos were notorious for abrupt, unpredictable power delivery. They surged forward once boost built up, unsettling cars and drivers alike. Saab's engineers tamed that behavior with a combination of smaller turbochargers, careful fuel management, and clever wastegate control. The result was a steady climb in power that arrived when needed, not when the engine decided. The sensation was distinctive: a soft hum, a rising push, and a seamless transition into effortless acceleration. It encouraged precision rather than recklessness. At the time, most automakers were chasing luxury or brute force, but Saab chose integrity. The 900 Turbo became an alternative to mainstream performance cars, appealing to thinkers, architects, scientists, and pilots who valued technical clarity over ego. Its advertisements often emphasized intellect, describing the car as a tool for people who appreciate engineering more than status. That message resonated deeply, particularly in North America, where the car found an unlikely following among those who wanted something different. It was fast enough to excite but refined enough to drive every day. Saab's commitment to safety was another layer of its philosophy. The 900 Turbo incorporated a deeply reinforced cabin structure, crumple zones, and side impact protection well before these became industry standards. It was built to withstand harsh climates and long distances, reflecting the Swedish environment it came from. Even the heating and ventilation system was engineered with cold weather performance in mind. Drivers could defrost windows quickly and maintain cabin warmth in sub-zero temperatures. The car was as much an instrument of survival as it was of pleasure. The 1983 model year marked a period when Saab perfected the formula. Earlier versions of the 900 Turbo had been groundbreaking but imperfect. By 1983, refinements in fuel injection, ignition timing, and intercooling gave the car a newfound balance. Power rose to roughly 145 horsepower, modest by modern standards but impressive for a 2-liter engine of the time. The improved torque curve made the car responsive in city driving and relaxed on highways. It became known for its ability to accelerate from mid-speed with surprising urgency, a direct result of Saab's turbo management system. Beneath its composed character, the car still carried an undercurrent of eccentricity. The handbrake acted on the front wheels rather than the rear, a layout inherited from earlier Saabs to simplify winter traction. The clutch pedal felt heavy but precise, and the steering was tight, giving a mechanical sense of feedback often lost in competitors. Every part of the driving experience felt intentional, as though built by engineers who loved complexity but hated waste. That focus made the 900 Turbo one of the few cars of its time that blended excitement with practicality without compromise. In a decade filled with excess, the Saab 900 Turbo 1983 stood apart as a statement of restraint. It did not aim to dominate racetracks or to impress at valet stands. It aimed to demonstrate what happens when technology serves the driver, not the other way around. Its fans grew to appreciate it as a kind of thinking person's sports car, one that rewarded skill and understanding rather than brute strength. The deeper one drove it, the more its logic unfolded. The public reaction, however, was mixed. Some dismissed its looks, calling it awkward or utilitarian. Others fell in love with its originality. What mattered most was that it sparked conversation. Saab never built cars to please everyone. The 900 Turbo was proof of that. Yet those who embraced it discovered a level of coherence that few cars achieved. It was a machine that treated its driver as an equal partner, not merely a passenger in control. For Saab, the 900 Turbo 1983 was not just a car. It was a proof of concept that innovation could emerge from constraint. It embodied the belief that intelligence could substitute for size, that design could be both functional and beautiful in its own rational way. That idea would carry the company through the next decade, influencing not only Saab's later models but also the broader automotive landscape, as competitors began to explore similar balanced turbo technologies. The world was starting to catch up to the Swedes, even if it took a while to admit it. By the time the Saab 900 Turbo 1983 reached global attention, it had already evolved into a quiet disruptor. Saab's approach to turbocharging was beginning to influence an entire industry that had once dismissed small forced induction engines as unreliable or gimmicky. The 900 Turbo demonstrated that careful engineering could turn an unpredictable surge into usable torque, reshaping expectations for everyday drivability. In doing so, it changed how consumers thought about power. Instead of brute horsepower figures, the conversation shifted to how engines delivered performance where it mattered most. During passing maneuvers, uphill climbs, and long highway stretches. That subtle transformation of values was Saab's most profound achievement. The Saab 900 Turbo 1983 also deepened its connection to design logic. Where other cars evolved year to year with new cosmetic trims, Saab's changes were almost entirely functional. The bumpers became more integrated for aerodynamics and safety. The suspension received minor tuning to balance comfort with control, and the cabin gained improvements that made daily life easier. The emphasis on incremental refinement gave the car an air of maturity uncommon among competitors. It aged gracefully, becoming more competent without losing its original character. That restraint extended to performance tuning. Saab resisted the temptation to oversell speed. The engineers knew that the magic lay in balance. The 900 Turbo was engineered to deliver stability at high speed without demanding constant correction. Its long wheelbase, upright seating position, and carefully tuned chassis worked together to reduce fatigue. The steering response was measured yet direct, offering communication through every movement of the front tires. It was the opposite of nervous. It was steady, confident, and unfazed by rough surfaces or crosswinds. That poise gave drivers a sense of calm control rare in the turbocharged cars of its day. Behind this composure was a host of small innovations. Saab introduced a wastegate control system that allowed precise management of boost pressure. Rather than relying on crude mechanical valves, the system adjusted airflow dynamically, ensuring consistent performance across different altitudes and temperatures. The result was a car that felt the same whether driven in city traffic or on mountain passes. In cold climates, where turbos often struggled, the 900 Turbo excelled. That dependability built trust among owners who valued competence over spectacle. While the 900 Turbo 1983 was a product of its time, it also foreshadowed the future of turbocharged technology. Many of the solutions Saab pioneered, smaller turbo housings, integrated intercooling, and adaptive boost control, became standard practice decades later. What Saab accomplished was not just innovation but normalization. It made high-efficiency forced induction accessible and reliable. Drivers who once feared mechanical fragility found themselves using the turbo daily, not as a party trick but as part of the car's identity. Inside, the Saab 900 Turbo 1983 continued to refine its unique cockpit philosophy. Ergonomics ruled over ornamentation. The gauge cluster presented information clearly, prioritizing essentials such as boost pressure and engine temperature. Saab considered the driver's mental workload. Visibility, control placement, and intuitive feedback mattered more than luxury flourishes. This perspective came directly from the company's aeronautical background, where human factors could mean the difference between safety and disaster. The result was an interior that felt more analytical than decorative. Everything was exactly where it should be, and nothing was added without reason. That utilitarian precision attracted a particular kind of owner. Saab drivers often saw themselves as independent thinkers, people who resisted conformity. The 900 Turbo 1983 became a badge of quiet distinction, signaling taste for engineering depth over marketing gloss. In university towns, design studios, and scientific institutes, the car found its niche. It became a rolling conversation piece, a symbol of intellect on wheels. This alignment of brand identity with personality created loyalty unmatched by most rivals. Owning one was not about showing off wealth but about demonstrating discernment. Technically, the car's handling set it apart as well. The front-wheel drive layout, often criticized by enthusiasts, worked to Saab's advantage. With careful weight distribution and torque management, the 900 Turbo maintained composure even under heavy acceleration. The combination of predictable understeer and turbo torque made it highly controllable on slippery surfaces, an essential trait for Sweden's icy roads. In regions with harsh winters, it was considered one of the most capable performance cars you could drive year-round. It offered genuine speed without sacrificing practicality, an almost revolutionary concept for its era. The Saab 900 Turbo 1983 also served as a testbed for ideas that would later define the brand's reputation. Features like the automatic performance control system, introduced shortly after, stemmed from research conducted during this period. The car's robust platform supported continuous innovation, proving that engineering flexibility could sustain a brand's relevance longer than flash or luxury ever could. Saab's methodical, systems-oriented approach meant each improvement fit into a larger vision of progress. But the market did not always reward patience. As the 1980s progressed, consumer expectations shifted toward greater luxury and digital convenience. Saab's minimalist philosophy, while admired by some, seemed out of step with a culture increasingly driven by image. The 900 Turbo 1983 stood as both a triumph and a challenge. It had built credibility through intelligence but lacked the broad appeal of trendier rivals. Still, the car endured. Its reliability and distinctiveness allowed it to outlast short-lived competitors that relied on fashion over fundamentals. The enthusiasts who understood the 900 Turbo never saw it as slow or plain. They experienced its character as a sequence of sensations. The low whine of the turbo spooling up, the subtle push as torque arrived, the calm stability through sweeping corners. Every drive felt like a mechanical conversation. There was an intimacy between driver and machine, a trust built on predictability and nuance. That feeling is what transformed the Saab 900 Turbo 1983 from a curious experiment into a beloved classic. Its influence extended far beyond its production years. By proving that small, efficient engines could deliver both speed and sophistication, Saab paved the way for the turbocharged revolution that would dominate the automotive world decades later. Modern cars owe much of their balance between power and economy to the groundwork laid by this Swedish innovator. What was once considered odd became the industry standard. The 900 Turbo's DNA quietly permeated the automotive ecosystem, shaping technologies from compact sedans to performance coupes. Today, looking back, the Saab 900 Turbo 1983 embodies a kind of engineering integrity rarely seen. It was built by people who believed that technology should empower rather than intimidate. It taught drivers to appreciate anticipation, precision, and control. While its competitors sought excitement through excess, Saab found thrill in subtlety. That paradox, restraint as performance, became its lasting legacy. The Saab 900 Turbo 1983 entered its mature years not as a fading relic but as a refined expression of purpose. In a market obsessed with novelty, it became a symbol of persistence. The car's longevity was no accident. It was engineered with a durability mindset rooted in Sweden's demanding environment. Roads coated in salt, temperatures plunging below freezing, and long commutes across sparse landscapes required machines that could endure. The 900 Turbo met those challenges with grace, demonstrating that performance need not compromise reliability. It was a car designed to live a long, hard life and still deliver joy. This resilience reinforced the trust between brand and driver. Many Saab owners kept their 900 Turbos for decades, maintaining them with near-religious devotion. Mechanics admired the car's accessibility. Its components were arranged logically, with serviceability in mind. The body panels resisted corrosion, the drivetrain proved steadfast, and the interior materials aged with dignity. The Saab 900 Turbo 1983 did not fall apart as time passed. Instead, it seemed to settle into itself, wearing its miles like a pilot's flight log. Longevity became its quiet badge of honor. Yet the car's legacy was never just mechanical. The Saab 900 Turbo 1983 represented a cultural archetype, the intellectual performance car. It appealed to people who valued problem-solving, creativity, and individuality. The idea that a vehicle could express intelligence rather than aggression was unusual in the 1980s automotive landscape. Saab's designers leaned into that identity. Advertisements spoke not of horsepower or acceleration times but of insight, control, and design integrity. In doing so, Saab carved a psychological niche that no rival could easily occupy. Behind that image lay genuine innovation. The 900 Turbo 1983's aerodynamic profile reduced drag while maintaining cabin space. Its hatchback layout combined practicality with sporty proportions, proving that function could coexist with style. The suspension, refined over successive model years, struck a delicate balance between firmness and compliance. Even on rough pavement, the car maintained composure, its structure absorbing imperfections without losing communication with the road. It felt organic, as though it understood its environment rather than fought against it. Inside, the theme of clarity continued. Controls were placed for instinctive operation, the seating supported long-distance comfort, and visibility remained unmatched. Saab's attention to driver psychology extended to small details, like night panel lighting that dimmed non-essential instruments for nighttime focus. These touches made the 900 Turbo more than transportation. It was an experience carefully tuned for mindfulness behind the wheel. Driving became an act of concentration rather than distraction. The Saab 900 Turbo 1983 also played a quiet role in motorsport, though never as a dominant force. Saab's rallying heritage informed its approach to chassis dynamics and traction. While the 900 Turbo was not built as a racer, it embodied lessons learned on icy rally stages where control mattered more than raw speed. This heritage gave it credibility among enthusiasts who recognized the value of balanced handling. The car's ability to perform predictably in adverse conditions became part of its legend. As emissions regulations tightened and fuel standards evolved, the principles Saab pioneered gained even greater relevance. Turbocharging, once seen as exotic, became a mainstream solution for efficiency. The groundwork laid by the 900 Turbo 1983 allowed future generations of engines to achieve higher output with lower consumption. Saab's vision of responsible performance proved prescient. Even as technology advanced far beyond the analog systems of the 1980s, the underlying logic remained. Make the most of available energy through intelligent control. Collectors today view the Saab 900 Turbo 1983 as a milestone in engineering purity. It predates the era of widespread electronic driver aids, relying instead on mechanical precision and driver engagement. Each input, steering, throttle, clutch, connects directly to a tangible outcome. That honesty appeals to modern enthusiasts seeking authenticity in a digital world. The car's mechanical soundtrack, its turbine hiss and muted exhaust tone, captures a sense of purpose rarely found in contemporary vehicles insulated by computers. A large part of the 900 Turbo's appeal lies in its contradictions. It was both modest and ambitious, functional and emotional. It managed to blend comfort with intensity, producing a driving experience that never felt artificial. For Saab, it was proof that innovation could exist in harmony with practicality. The 900 Turbo 1983 demonstrated that technology, when guided by principle, could serve humanity rather than overwhelm it. It remains an object lesson in how to design with empathy. In the broader story of automotive history, the 900 Turbo occupies a fascinating position. It was not the fastest, cheapest, or flashiest car of its time, yet it influenced generations of engineers. Many modern designers cite Saab's holistic philosophy as inspiration. Integrate systems, respect airflow, prioritize the driver's mental experience. This approach has resurfaced in the latest era of sustainable mobility, where efficiency and safety again define progress. In that sense, the spirit of the 900 Turbo lives on in every car that seeks harmony between excitement and responsibility. As the decades passed, Saab itself would face mounting challenges. Competition intensified, ownership changed, and resources thinned. But even as the brand eventually faded from production, its identity remained anchored by the achievements of cars like the 900 Turbo 1983. That model distilled the essence of Saab's values into one coherent form: intelligence, durability, and individuality. It showed that engineering could be poetic, that a car could express thought as much as motion. Its legacy endures not because it was perfect, but because it was sincere. In garages around the world, well-kept 900 Turbos still start each morning, their owners listening to that familiar turbo whine as a kind of ritual. Each drive reconnects them to a time when design and purpose were inseparable. Few machines evoke such loyalty decades after production. The Saab 900 Turbo 1983 remains more than a collectible. It is a living testament to what happens when technology meets conviction. For those who understand it, no explanation is needed. For those who do not, no explanation is enough. The Saab 900 Turbo 1983 closes its story as more than a nostalgic curiosity. It stands as a blueprint for how thoughtfulness can shape performance. Every design decision, from its aerodynamic body to its intelligent use of turbocharging, carried a philosophy that valued logic as much as excitement. While many cars of the 1980s pursued flash and instant gratification, the 900 Turbo built its reputation on depth. It invited drivers to think, to feel, and to engage with machinery on a level beyond aesthetics. That mindset transformed an eccentric Swedish sedan into an enduring cultural statement. The essence of the Saab 900 Turbo 1983 lies in its balance of opposites. It was futuristic yet analog, powerful yet efficient, confident yet understated. Each drive revealed layers of character, encouraging patience and precision instead of brute force. It rewarded understanding, not impulse. That rare emotional intelligence is what keeps enthusiasts returning to it decades later. In an age dominated by instant power and digital mediation, the Saab's slower, more deliberate rhythm feels almost revolutionary. Its lasting impact reaches well beyond the brand's history. The modern turbocharged landscape owes much to the groundwork this car established. Engineers learned that forced induction could be civilized. Designers learned that function could define beauty. Even as Saab itself disappeared from the market, its intellectual DNA dispersed across the industry. Today's efficient, responsive, and safe cars all carry fragments of that vision. The 900 Turbo 1983 taught the automotive world that innovation is most powerful when guided by empathy for the driver. Ultimately, the legacy of the Saab 900 Turbo 1983 is not about nostalgia. It is about continuity. It proves that meaningful engineering can outlive commercial success, that ideas forged with integrity can echo long after factories close. The car endures because it represents something bigger than horsepower or style. The belief that machines should make people better at what they love to do. In this case, to drive with awareness, to move with purpose, and to find joy in precision. So when we look back at this odd, angular Swedish classic, we see more than a relic of the past. We see a reminder that innovation is not about noise or spectacle. It is about intention. The Saab 900 Turbo 1983 remains a timeless lesson in how intelligence can move wheels, hearts, and history alike.